We have decided to establish a new university of science and innovation in Ekurhuleni.
Yo, what's up, South Africa? Welcome to Common Sense. I'm Andre. Actions speak louder than words. And that is something that the President of South Africa does not understand. Before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification so that you are up to date with what's happening right here on Common Sense. Let's get into it. We all know for a fact that the President has addressed the nation at the SONA of 2026. And looking at the cost of it, it is around 7 million rand. Now, I just want to state this. South Africans are not interested in the SONA. They're not. The mere fact that you have politicians and their wives and whoever else is going to be there have a moment where they pat themselves on the back. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, this event is literally seen as a red carpet event. So here we have celebrities, politicians, wives, girlfriends, and so many others joining this event, and let's have a look. Now, in my opinion, I just think it's foolish. So this reminds me so much of the end games, where you had these celebrities and the rich showing off and boasting to the poor what they wear at this red carpet event. So the SONA of 2025, it showed that roughly around 1.5 million views. Now, it's really interesting to see that only 1.5 million South Africans have tuned in, because here in South Africa, we have over 14 million people that have TVs. And it just shows you the lack of interest South Africans have when it comes to the president addressing the nation, especially when it's got to do with the future adventures as well as how to fix certain problems in the country. But what I find really interesting, South Africa, is that the president somehow repeated himself of 2025. He has done the exact same thing in 2026. He just added more. Like we know for a fact, we have water crisis, we have the electricity that's gone up, we have the cost of living that's extremely high. But for some of the reason, the president got to boast about how the inflation came down just by 1 point. Now, let's hear a few of the headlines that the president spoke about. Check this out.
We will hold to account those who neglect their responsibility to supply water to our people. Government has already laid criminal charges against 56 municipalities that have failed to meet their obligations. We will now move to even lay charges against municipal managers for violating the National Water Act. The critical problem is that in many metros, in many of our cities and towns, water revenue is being used for other purposes, and very little is invested in upgrading and maintaining water infrastructure. We will not tolerate violence and acts of lawlessness directed at foreign nationals. No foreign national should be unlawfully barred from accessing public facilities, including health facilities and schools. To build a stronger South Africa, we need an ethical and capable developmental state. A capable state needs committed and honest public servants with the right skills and a deep culture of service. Over the past year, we have passed significant new legislation to professionalize the public service. The Public Service Amendment, the hearings of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and the hearings that are going on in the ad hoc committee here have exposed rampant corruption in the SAPS and some metro police departments through the abuse of power. We cannot tolerate this. The rule of law depends on a police service that is ethical, responsive, and rooted in the communities that it serves. The South African Police Service has established a task team to ensure that investigations arising from the Madlanga Commission are undertaken swiftly without interference.
So this is the moments that have happened in 2025 SONA as well as 2026. And this is just South Africans showing us on social media what a joke the SONA is all about.
There's no way. Why?
But what I really like is to listen to the South Africans on the ground, what they really think about President Cyril Ramaphosa and him addressing the nation with making empty promises to the country.
The only thing I expect from the president is to give the small business, to lift up the small business people. He make promises and promises and promises. And I am sick and sick of promises. He must lift up and take more note from the small businesses, people.
He will be giving us the current picture of the state of the nation. According to you and your opinion and your lived experiences every day, what would you say is the current picture and the state of the nation, the state of South Africa currently, according to your opinion?
Huh?
According to your opinion, what is the state of the nation, according to you?
I don't know what.
Okay, let's go to the next one. And the president will be giving us.
So that is the state of South Africa, where people are just sharing their opinions about Cyril Ramaphosa, aka Cupcake, on what he thinks, what should South Africa be doing. So what I like about this video is that this young lady actually shows us how the president has done since 2025 and the promises that he made in 2025. Let's have a look.
Your analysis from speaking to opposition parties over the last week and what we're expecting in a State of the Nation address 2026.
For many opposition parties, they're saying the president and the GNU at large has not delivered on the promises of SONA 2025. If we look at what Cyril Ramaphosa had said last year, there are only three key takeaways we can say the GNU and the president actually delivered on these. This is energy stabilization. We were removed off of the FATF grey list, and then rail reform. So not full rail transformation, but rail reform. But when we look at what has only been partially delivered, there has been some infrastructure rollout, we've seen some municipal reform, there's been minor digital reform, and slight employment recovery. However, less of what was clearly not delivered, and the biggest promise made in SONA 25 was this 3% growth target. We do not see any growth largely happening in South Africa. Roughly last year we averaged between 1 to 1.4% of growth. We did not see any structural reduction in unemployment, with the unemployment rate still sitting at 32%. We did not see any turnaround with youth unemployment, which currently still sits at 45%. We did not see any full market electricity reform, despite having electricity stabilization, and there was no broad service delivery recovery. Those are all key promises the president had made but did not deliver on.
So there we go, South Africa. So let me say this: 3 out of 10 is a massive fail. It is not good. It shows us once again what we have as leaders, and this is what South Africans need to understand. The mere fact that South Africans did not watch what the president had to say shows us once again that the South African people are sick and tired of the lies that they keep on giving. South African people have showed that they actually have power by switching off that black box, or switching off their phones, or not really tuning in to what the president had to say. So I got to tune in and watch the SONA for 2026. And one thing I've realized, that actions speak louder than words. It felt like a long, boring speech from a man that does not know how to captivate his own people. There was, of course, the politicians cheering on, because we know for the fact that the politicians are not there to make South Africa better. But the mere fact that these guys are just playing us all, and we got to see it at the SONA. So South Africa, I want to let you know this, and I've been always saying this, that the leaders of this country do not want to make your lives a bit better. The only thing they want to do is destroy it, because they've had 32 years to make South Africa great. But unfortunately, South Africa is led by incompetent people that cannot read, cannot write, and at the end of the day, they are boring, old boring with comrade. South Africa, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Have a fantastic day. God bless.